Ready?
The coolest station online.
Yeah, that's us.
Royal FM 95.1.
Over 50 years since Nigeria's independence, the country is yet to have a female governor.
We have entertainment, TV and channels, so why not one for women that are more than half the world population, doing so much for survival of the world?
We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something.
Saying a woman should only be seen and not to be heard is violence against women.
Women are a vital part of our existence, the mothers of our children, our support. Hence, they deserve to live full lives, 100%.
Tune in every Tuesday by 11 a.m.
on Royal FM 95.1 for the program 100% Women, 100% Women, celebrating women.
I'm a woman with...
Good morning. You're welcome to another amazing episode of 100% Woman on Royal FM 95.1 here in the peaceful city of Ilorin. I am Temitope Oluleye. This program aims to give every woman a voice. Today is going to be a very, very interesting discussion, and the discussion will be about nutrition. Nutrition, especially as it concerns pregnant women and their unborn child or their unborn children. According to the World Health Organization, nutrition is the intake of food considered in relation to the body's dietary needs. Good nutrition and adequate, well-balanced diet combined with regular physical activity is a cornerstone of good health. Poor nutrition can lead to reduced immunity, increased susceptibility to disease, impaired physical and mental development, and reduced productivity. Well, I have a very special guest in the studio with me this morning. She is Dr.Mrs Adekeye, the Kwara State Nutrition Officer and the focal person of the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week. And she works with the Kwara State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. I want to welcome you to the program this morning, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Good morning, and thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for being here. So we're going to be having a very, very in-depth discussion about nutrition as it affects pregnant women and as it affects the baby in the womb. So we're going to be going through a series of questions, and make sure you listen attentively. If you need to get a jotter and a biro, please do that, because you're going to be learning a lot from today's episode. Today's topic is nutrition during pregnancy and how it affects the mother and the unborn child. All right, let us get into it. So let us start with the first question. How does nutrition have impact on a pregnant woman and her unborn child?
Thank you for that beautiful question. I think nutrition is very essential to life, because like we all know, or from studies, it has been found that You can survive without food. You can survive without food for maximum of 2 months. That's the maximum you can survive without food. So we know that nutrition, food, eating food is very essential. If you don't eat food for that long, a person can actually die. And the nutrition, food is one of the daily essentials we need for life as human beings. Now, bringing it down to, we're now looking now at a woman and then pregnancy. So a woman is a human being. So a woman also needs to be well fed. And like your program has begun to tell us, women, we are the life of the nation. And if we're not careful, if women are left to not to be well treated in terms of what they eat, then we are losing a lot as a nation. And I'm happy to be part of this program whereby we talk about what affects women generally. Because a lot of times we tend to overlook or look at ourselves that because I'm a woman, I don't need to do some things. Or there are some things that I need to do because I'm a woman. On a normal day, it's not compulsory. So looking at it, food is essential. And when you talk of food now, people can eat anything and say, I'm eating food. But when you now break it down to essential nutrients, so you can have some people eating and saying, I'm eating food, and at the end of the day, they are not getting what they should get. So we have categories. You have people naming some food, say junk food. We also know it as laymen that are not even nutritionists or anybody who say, you know some food that you call junk food. And you know some food that you eat that you know that you are eating well. So let's start with nutrition now. Nutrition, starting from the time you are born, when we don't get it right, it can affect you. Is from cradle, from birth to death, from cradle to the grave. That is nutrition. It's a life cycle. So the way we have adolescent life cycle, teenage life cycle, there's a nutrition life cycle. And once the nutritional life cycle is truncated from birth, it's not likely that you will recover until death. And that's one major thing a lot of people, and we're reiterating especially for women, don't understand. And we have nutritional indices that we use to measure nutrition. As we go on in our discussion, we'll be able to know. So once your nutrition level is affected from birth, so it means that a woman carrying a child that is pregnant, if the woman is not careful about nutritional intake, it will go a long way to affect the outcome. Outcome meaning if she's going to have a normal child, an abnormal child, or whatever the outcome of her pregnancy will be. And if she ends up giving birth, it will also go a long way to affect the child. So it is a life cycle, and it needs to be taken seriously from birth. Now, when a woman gives birth, I'm talking before birth now. When a woman is pregnant, she needs to take care of herself, because you are no longer the only person. You are carrying two lives, or three, as the case may be. If a woman is having multiple births, twins, or triplets, as the case may be. So a woman needs to be well taken care of during pregnancy. If you are not taken care of nutritionally, it can also have consequences. You could die from malnutrition. You could die from complications arising from your not eating nutritionally certified, or you're not eating well, and then you will not have enough energy, and it also affects the outcome of your pregnancy.
So nutrition is very, very important.
It is
very,
important.
very important. Yes.
But because we don't see people dying like road traffic accident or Ebola disease that will kill people once, we don't look at nutrition as an important aspect that we need to focus on. There are a lot of people having nutrition issues, malnutrition or overnutrition. In terms of, we have obesity, because it's not only malnutrition, can be undernutrition or overnutrition. When it's undernutrition, we say that's what most people concentrate on. We also have obesity, which is what you call overnutrition.
Please, just to follow up to that, what you just said just now, there's this thing that goes around a lot that when you're pregnant, you're supposed to be eating for two. Is that really the case? Should you still maintain the amount of food that you eat normally before you got pregnant? Or should you really be eating more than you normally eat, eating for two, like they say?
All right, I'll get to that. Okay. I'm still explaining, so I'll still get to that. So you see that you need to really eat. So during pregnancy, a woman needs to take more. When they say you're eating for two, it's actually true. You need to take care of yourself. Your body will need the nutrients for itself and also need the nutrients for the baby. So when people say you're eating for two, they're not actually wrong. They are correct. And that's why you find out some women will say they eat extra. They eat excessive when they are pregnant. Though it's not the same for everybody. Some people lose their appetite during pregnancy because of their body changes. But for some people, they tend to eat extra. And so you have this gain. You're expected medically to gain some weight. As your child is growing, you should gain some weight too in pregnancy. If you are not gaining that weight, it is an indicator that something is wrong with you, nutritionally too. So you also need to gain weight, a particular weight. As your pregnancy progresses, you should add some weight. There's a particular amount of weight a mother should be attaining every month as the pregnancy progresses. So if you don't attain that weight, we can also use it to measure your nutritional level or your nutritional needs. So when you are pregnant, you're actually feeding for 1 or 2, as the case may be. Or if you are carrying twins or triplets, you will know that that's extra work. Now, pregnancy is a physiological state. It's not a disease state. But because your body system is changing, people tend to feel that it's sickness. They call it, because you have morning sickness. There are alternating times between when you feel well, you feel unwell. It is a very normal state. And if you don't know how to manage it well, nutritionally, a lot of people lose it. So you need to feed well and feed extra. Now, women, we have monthly periods where you lose a lot of blood. We have monthly periods where you lose a lot of blood. And then now, you are carrying another life that will be taken from the food you are eating. That means the blood you have will not be enough for you alone. Talk less of feeding, going in circulation from the child. So whatever you eat too is from you, the child will eat. So we need to replenish some body supplements. And that's why we encourage mothers, go for antenatal care.
Okay.
Don't deliver at home, because we will stress and tell you all the nutritional supplements and medicines you need to use during pregnancy and the reason why you need to use them.
We'll get to nutritional supplements in a bit, but before that, let's go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
kéèyàn mú $100 péré lọ sọ́jà tí ó fi rèso kó sì padà wọlé pẹ̀lú ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ́ngòrò ọsàn àti ápùlù $100 èyí mọ̀ ga jù kẹ́. ní smart connect rínú ìwọ ṣáà ti fowó ìpè $100 sórí fóònù rẹ kíá ló gba $100 fún ìpè àti data wọn ó tún fún ọ ní ìlọ́po méjì data ní gbogbo ìgbà tó o bá ra data láti gbádùn àǹfààní yìí tààrà ṣẹ̀ṣà báyìí kó o lọ ra síìmù Airtel lónìí kó o sì ṣàkọsílẹ̀ rẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀.
ó ní ìlànà àti òfin tó rọ̀ mọ́. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back once again to 100% Woman on Real FM 95.1. The topic we're tackling today is titled Nutrition During Pregnancy and how it affects the mother carrying the child and how it affects the child as well, the unborn child. Let us move on with the line of questioning. And once again, I have Dr.Mrs Adekeye in the studio with me. She is the state's nutrition officer, that is Kwara State's nutrition officer, and the focal person for Maternal Newborn Child Health Week. All right, let's move on. So, as a country in general, how do you think we're doing with maternal nutrition, especially during pregnancy? Are we doing well, or we still have a lot to do?
There's still a lot to do. Like I said, many people overlook nutrition because people don't die. They don't die easily. People who have malnutrition and they'll still be living. So there's a lot to be done, and that's why we're using this medium, the radio, TV stations, to enlighten the populace that we are really overlooking a major sector that can be killing the population, and that's talking of nutrition. And we're focusing mainly on children and pregnant mothers, because when we get it wrong from the nutritional level, they tend to die, or they tend to have complications that could result in death, or like I said, nutrition, this is measuring what malnutrition state is. There's still a lot to be done, though the government and at large is working with international agencies to curb or reduce malnutrition, but we're not there yet. But we can get there if we try.
Now, this question pertains mostly to northeastern Nigeria. Now, according to a report by the World Food Programme, they said that in 2016, they had a partnership with the government and other agencies, which is a government here in the country, such as UNICEF, to scale up its assistance in northeastern Nigeria to reach a total of 431,000 people in desperate need, including malnourished children and pregnant and nursing women. Why do you think there's such a severe malnutrition going on in the northeastern part of the country?
Thank you so much. There is a lot going on there because, like we all know, there are several factors. It's multifactorial. Is a multi-systemic thing. And I want to start, number one, is ignorance. When people are unaware of what is happening around them, we tend to have social indices. Number two, the rate of girl-child enrollment, the rate of women or children being allowed to go to school. We can't compare ourselves down south with the north. We have a lot of girl-child enrollment more in the southwest part of the state than the north, and they're encouraging them to have their children go to school. So a child needs to be educated. So and traditionally they have them. The men are the ones that go to work. Women stay at home. There is also the issue of early child marriage. A girl as young as 12, 13 could have been married off at that age. So that's another problem. Then there are traditional and cultural issues too, where we have women, especially in those parts of the Northeast, we call them Puda. Women are not allowed to go out. They are only indoors at the expense of their husband. They only get permission to go out if the husband gives permission. They only get permission to take the children for immunization so there are a lot of cultural issues. There are a lot of issues with being uneducated or being enrolled in school. So those kind of indices will be higher in those population. I cannot speak specifically, but when we have other programs, we can look at statistics to show that those of us that are more educated in the southwest or southern part of the country, there is the issue of malnutrition, but it is not like the north, where you have them with those problems. Then there's the issue of population too, where you have people a mother can give birth to one single mother can give birth to as many as 11 children, and then polygamy, where the man can have 4 children, and if he has 4 and they are giving birth to, assuming each of the wives have 10 children, you're having 40 children for one household. So those are issues that affect the high rate. And that is why we find many organizations, like you've mentioned, UNICEF, they are supporting, they'll move food aids to those areas. Then let's not forget the issue of insecurity. There's a lot of insecurity in the north, especially the northwest you've talked about. So people most of them are in refugee camps. They don't have access to food. They don't have access to their houses. They don't have access to the farmlands. So we would expect a higher increase or an increase in the rate of malnutrition in those areas compared to down south.
Okay. What is the link between nutrition and maternal infant mortality. What is the link?
I've spoken earlier.
Yes.
Once you are not well nourished, as a human being, if you stay 2 months without food, you might die. So it's the same way, if you are not feeding well, you are killing yourselves over time. And I have said something, it's from cradle to grave. Nutrition is from cradle to grave. We advocate, as a child is born, you must feed a child. We are advocating exclusive breastfeeding, that a mother can give a child only breast milk. The child will have enough food to feed, to take from the mother from birth to 6 months of age. And from studies have shown that most children that are exclusively breastfed, they are well nourished and they look better than children that are not exclusively breastfed. There are studies to back up that, and it's evidence-based. I found out that children do well when they are exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of life. After 6 months, if the mother is aware, and we're using the medium to encourage mothers, if you go for antenatal care services, they'll talk to you, the caregiver, the nurses, the skilled attendants we have, they'll take you through on what you need to do to take care of yourself, your child. And that goes on to help the mother. If you are not nutritionally balanced, I've said it, the outcomes of your pregnancy can be that you can give birth to a low weight baby. Babies, you have people giving birth to small babies weighing less than 1 kilogram. The average weight of a baby should be 2.5. You have many mothers giving birth to children less than 2.5 kg. Some of them are signs of not having adequate nutrition in pregnancy. You can have people giving birth to stillbirth. Some of them can be attributed to nutritional problems during pregnancy. And you have children being born, when you say abnormal, we have what you call neural tube defects. They have been associated with deficiency of some nutrients in pregnancy, that a mother that doesn't have enough can give birth to those children. There are studies also that have shown that children can come down with those neural tube defects because of nutritional deficiencies that their mother had, and it was transferred to them. Children that are born blind, some people are born blind, we have vitamin A deficiency. Their own nutrition and vitamin A deficiency can give a child blindness. We can have anemia, iron deficiency. If a mother has iron deficiency, anemia in pregnancy, the likelihood that the child too will be born with low birth weight or having complications after birth is very high. So we can see that there is a link between being nutritionally okay and the outcome of what your pregnancy would result in for the mother and for the child.
All right. Before we move on with the questions, I want to say that we are actively on social media. So there is a post about this program on our Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/RealFM951. Just go below that post if you have comments or you have questions for Dr.Mrs Adekeye regarding this topic that we're talking about today. Also, we're on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is 0903-559-5857, 0903-559-5857. And of course, if we do have some time, we will be opening up the phone lines for you to ask questions for her to answer as well. All right, let's move on. Now, what are the foods that a pregnant woman should eat more of?
Thank you. During pregnancy, you need to eat more of proteins and minerals. Though you're supposed to you need carbohydrates too, because you need energy to move around. Then foods that give a lot of iron, like I said, women during pregnancy are prone to iron deficiency, anemia. They are prone to micronutrient deficiencies, like we have vitamin A deficiency, iodine deficiency, folic acid deficiency. So, and there are a lot of foods that we can eat that contain. You should eat eggs. You should eat beans. They contain a lot of iron. Eat liver. They contain a lot of iron. Then vegetables, like the normal spinach, ugu that we have around. Then ensure that fruits and vegetables are a component of whatever we are eating. As a whole, a pregnant woman should eat as required, because like we said, we're not feeding one, you're feeding two. So you need to eat for yourself to have an energy. I also need to eat for the unborn child to have something to feed from. So we should learn as pregnant mothers to eat well. I'm aware that during pregnancy, a lot of women have loss of appetite, or they go through episodes of vomiting. So that's why you need to replenish whatever you have lost by taking a lot of fluids. During the period, many mothers will lose appetite. We encourage take a lot of fluids, and then we'll have cravings. When you're having those cravings, ensure you look for food that you feel or appeals to you, that you crave for. Try to have those kind of foods handy so that you can eat it. Because many times, many women have a lot of food they repel. But you need to find a way of getting the nutrients you need from other sources. For example, if you are repelling fish, you might as well not want to eat fish. You begin to eat poultry, other poultry, eggs, meat, chicken, turkey. You can eat all the other foods and leave the ones that you don't like. So, and then whenever you are repelling some foods, do away with those foods because they can aggravate hyperemesis, what we call hyperemesis, excessive vomiting, or give you nausea. You be having nausea every time you feel like throwing up. So you take more foods that are fluidy, that you can easily absorb. Don't overload yourself and say you must force yourself to eat pounded yam or you must force yourself to eat amala. You eat as the appetite or the urge comes, but it must be balanced. Try to find a way of making a balance to ensure that you eat, because by the time many pregnant mothers are going through these episodes, they tend to lose appetite for food totally, and they would not likely want to eat food. We encourage them that they must eat because they need it for themselves and for the unborn child.
All right. What are the foods that pregnant women shouldn't eat? Are there foods that they shouldn't eat?
Like I said, there are a lot of myths and misconceptions about what a pregnant mother should eat, what a pregnant mother should not eat. But we need a healthy mother. So there's really no limit to what a woman should eat. You should eat well. What you used to eat pre-pregnancy, if you can eat it, you can go ahead to eat it. So there is nothing in quote saying there's a particular food that a pregnant woman should not eat. But culturally, like I said, conceptions, there are foods that culturally has been designated that pregnant mothers should not eat. You used to say something, I grew up to hear it in Yoruba, Yatoba Jenyo Majali. Things like that. Mm-hmm. So you should not eat egg, meaning if you eat egg, if your child is born, the child will start stealing.
Now, I was going to ask you that question as well, because there are some that will say that a pregnant woman should not drink cold water, mm-hmm. should not eat anything peppery, mm-hmm. like maybe like pepper soup, should not eat uziza. I think uziza is a kind of vegetable here in our country, and then they shouldn't eat ugu. They shouldn't eat snails. And I heard that one. They say that if a pregnant woman eats snails, then the child will become what's that word now? Will become like a dummy when the child is born. Yes. Are this true?
You said it, myths and misconceptions.
Yes.
They are more of cultural. Like I said, a woman needs all the nutrients she's able to get.
Okay.
It's a psychological state. We call it, we look at it as a disease state because a woman is not well initially for the first 3 months. You're not feeling well, it's because you are carrying another life and your body is trying to adapt to those changes. And I've mentioned earlier that during pregnancy, we crave some food and we repel some food. There are some foods and it's not the same for every woman. That someone does not like fish. That fish might be what another pregnant woman will be craving. Meanwhile, the other one will not want to eat anything meat. I don't like the smell. So it depends on you as an individual. Whatever your body system doesn't want, you don't go force yourself that you must eat it. You look for alternative to it that will give you the nutrients that you need. That is my advice. You need to eat. And like you said, eating snails and it affecting, there are myths and their misconceptions culturally handed down, which people would want to teach to their children. But in an ideal situation, there is no stopping what a pregnant mother should eat or not eat. You should eat well and have all the nutrients you need.
Okay.
And maybe I should go back to the question you have asked, that the nutrition
before you do that, let's just go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
kéèyàn mú $100 péré lọ sọ́jà tí ó fi rèso kó sì padà wọlé pẹ̀lú ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ́ngòrò ọsàn àti ápùlù $100 èyí mọ̀ ga jù kẹ́. ní smart connect rínú ìwọ ṣáà ti fowó ìpè $100 sórí fóònù rẹ kíá ló gba $100 fún ìpè àti data. Wọ́n ó tún fún ọ ní ìlọ́po méjì data ní gbogbo ìgbà tó o bá ra data. Láti gbádùn àǹfààní yìí tààrà ṣẹ̀ṣà báyìí kó o lọ ra síìmù Airtel lónìí kó o sì ṣàkọsílẹ̀ rẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀.
Ó ní ìlànà àti òfin tó rọ̀ mọ́. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back to 100% Woman. Our topic for discuss today is nutrition and the pregnant woman, how it affects the mother and how it affects the unborn child. So let us move on before I cut you off. Let's move with what you were trying to say.
That there are, like I said, there are nutritional supplements you need to. I wanted to refer back to the earlier comments.
Okay.
I will still want to reiterate and use this medium to encourage mothers.
Okay.
When you are pregnant, the health facilities are there for you to use. There are skilled and trained personnel. So starting from doctors, nurses, community health workers that have been trained to attend to us. And they are there to take care of us from the time you are pregnant up until delivery. And the essence is for the mother to have a good outcome, meaning mother must be well and the child must be well. During antenatal, when you come, you register for antenatal. And we encourage that when you are from the time you are 3 months pregnant, you can go to the nearest facility and register for antenatal services. Antenatal care entails a lot. The mother is giving counseling on what she will go through in the pregnancy, the things she can. And so you have first-hand information to situations and not be having hearsay. My mother told me, my mother-in-law told me, my sister told me, somebody said, this one said. By the time you go to a facility where there are skilled nurses and attendants, they'll give you first-hand information of what you should expect, what you should know, and how to take care of yourself during pregnancy. 2, a pregnant woman, they are tested. You go through tests. They'll look at you, test your blood, test your urine to be sure that you are okay. So it's not only going physically to look at you, it's also for you to monitor your progress. Those that are tested and they find other ailments, they'll put them on treatment. For example, you go for antenatal and you find out that you have blood pressure, you will be put on treatment. Or you find out that you are diabetic, because a lot of mothers don't know until when they go for antenatal, they begin to discover some of these issues that can be a complication to their pregnancy or their delivery. So when you go, you're able to identify other ailments that might stand as impediment to a normal delivery, and you are also adequately treated. 3, you are giving nutritional advice and information. You are going to be giving supplements like iron folate, folic acid, which is essential, is needed for a woman to take during pregnancy. It's found from studies that deficiency of folic acid leads to what you call neural tube defects. And that's why when you go for antenatal, it's a compulsory package that they give pregnant women, that they take. There are also other, there is this package supplements that people have, every woman. There are different types that they must contain iron, folic acid, and the multivitamins in the correct amount. Is to help supplement the iron in your body. Like I said, will not be enough, so they are supplemented to give you enough to be able to handle your pregnancy till delivery. So those are part of the nutritional supplements that a pregnant mother must have, and they must have it throughout pregnancy. And like I said, other tests will be conducted. They treat you for malaria, because we know that malaria is one of the common causes of death in pregnancy or during pregnancy, you are also treated and placed on what you call IPT, intermittent preventive therapy, for malaria. And then you are tested for any other ailment. There's the PMTCT, we call it prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV and AIDS. You are tested, and you are also, if you need drugs, you are placed on drugs to prevent transmission. They are also taught about family planning methods you can put in place so that you can space your birth and be well from the time you deliver till the time you decide to have another child. So there are a lot of services entrenched in the antenatal care, and also nutritional counseling that will be given to pregnant mothers on how to take care of their self and their unborn child. All the foods they need to eat, they will be told. All the myths that we are saying, when people have first-hand information from the healthcare facility, it's less burdensome about, I heard from my friend, I heard from this, my friend doesn't eat this, my friend doesn't do that. So it gives you an informed decision, and you take consent based on assessment at the health facility. Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week that has been held nationally. Tell us about it, and tell us the dates that it will hold, and also tell us about the services that are provided to the public during this week, most especially here in Kwara State.
Thank you very much. The Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week is a concept that has been developed from the 53rd National Council on Health. Is a national program and is a national policy that has been in place since 2010, whereby all states of the Federation will hold a week, and is biannual, twice every year, which you hold between May to July and November, December every year. So as we're having this week in Kwara State now, the week is also ongoing or has been ongoing for other states. So it's a nationally declared week, and the essence of the week is for mothers to be able to access and use health facilities and access care. And the care usually is free, given by the federal government and the state government. It is a continuum of care whereby a mother, caregiver, pregnant mother has access to preventive, low-cost interventions and highly effective and impactful interventions. And some of the interventions have been, as I was talking, some of them will be included. So every mother will have access at one-stop shop. When you go to the facility, the child will have access to some commodities and nutrition supplement. The pregnant mother will have access, and then women of childbearing age. And I want to group the services that will be provided. Let's start with pregnant mothers. A pregnant mother will have access to antenatal care services, where you meet with skilled birth attendants. You'll be tested. You'll be given iron folate and folic acid as part of the nutritional supplements. They'll be given insecticide-treated nets, because we want to prevent malaria infection to pregnant mothers. They also have access to TT, the tetanus toxoid, which a lot of women, they are supposed to have 5 in a lifetime, but a lot of women, after they deliver, maybe they space their delivery, they don't have another access until their next delivery in 3 years. So they will have access to the tetanus toxoid. They will also have access to do HIV testing, the PMTCT care that women are available to have. That's for pregnant women. Now for children, we're specifying for children from birth, that's 0 to less than 5 years of age, that's 59 months, 0 to 59 months. Children this age group will have availability of vitamin A. Vitamin A is usually not available in the country everywhere. So the government uses this medium to provide it. Like I said, it's every 6 months. So it starts from it's given to children from 6 months to less than 59 months. And if you have it this year, this time, in the next 6 months, your child will have access to it again, because it's provided free by the state government. Then they also have access to deworming. Many people want to deworm my child. Your child will be dewormed. It's also for children less than 5 years of age. It's available in facilities. Then they will have access to immunization services. A lot of mothers travel, they are not around, they don't, those in the, they have families that have come with children. You can have access to immunization where they are prevented against preventable illness. We have BCG, protection against TB, against poliomyelitis, hepatitis, yellow fever, measles, and the like. So this is a period for that child to also have the vaccines, immunization. Then we also have birth registration. A lot of people don't know that it's important. They don't register their children, and a birth that is registered ensures that it shows that you are a national, you are a citizen of the country. Right now, if you want to travel abroad, they'll ask for your child's birth certificate. Many people don't have access to the certificate, so you can get registered by the National Population Commission, and the registrars are available in the health facilities to register children. Then mothers and children have access to where we talk about key household practices, how to take care of yourself, not only taking in food, but you keep your environment clean. Hand washing. Many people say they wash their hands, but they don't know how to wash hands properly. They'll teach them hand hygiene, food hygiene, environmental cleanliness, show them how to do proper hand washing and take care of their environment. So they're exposed, or they'll have access to that. And then family planning commodities are also being provided, and they are giving information. So all these services are being conducted free for the 1 week. But it doesn't mean that it's only after the week. We only use it to encourage mothers and caregivers that the health facilities are there for them to access these services, and we have skilled personnel that will attend to them every time they go. Thank you.
All right. And for women in villages and rural areas, what do you have in place to make them aware of the services that you're offering during this week?
We're on radio, like I've come to Royal FM. We've been announcing on other radio stations. We're on TV. There are flyers that have been given because it's occurring in the 16 local governments across the states presently. It started yesterday, 23rd. It's going to go through the whole week. So we started yesterday to end on Friday, 27th. Flyers have been provided to our local government staff, to the health facilities. People are going around mobilizing. We have used the medium of announcements in some mosques and churches. We've used women groups like Nigeria Society for Women. We have used women groups to go around and announce, because we want people to go take your child to the facilities to access this healthcare.
All right, real quickly, where can they go? What hospitals can they go to? What healthcare centers can they go to access these services?
The closest public health center to them.
Okay.
The service is available, and some designated private facilities. When they go to the closest, they can find out is the MNCH week occurring here. Then you can access the care. But it's in all our primary health care facilities and public-owned facilities across the states. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I have been talking to Dr.Mrs Adekeye. She is with the Kwara State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. She's also Kwara State's Nutrition Officer and the focal person for the Maternal Newborn Child Health Week. Thank you for giving us such enlightening information. And that is it for today's episode of 100% Woman. I'm sure you'll learn a lot today. Do join me next week, Tuesday at 11 a.m. for another episode. I am Timi Tokwe Oluleye. Do have a wonderful day.
Over 50 years since Nigeria's independence, the country is yet to have a female governor.
We have entertainment, TV and channels, so why not one for women that are more than half the world population, doing so much for survival of the world?
We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something.
Saying a woman should only be seen and not to be heard is violence against women.
Women are a vital part of our existence, the mothers of our children, our support. Hence, they deserve to live full lives, 100%.
Tune in every Tuesday by 11 a.m.
on Royal FM 95.1 for the program 100% Women, 100% Women, celebrating women.
I'm a woman with
náà mú $100 péré lọ sọ́jà tí ó fi rèso kó sì padà wọlé pẹ̀lú ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ́ngòrò ọsàn àti ápùlù $108. Èyí mọ̀ ga jù kẹ́ ní Smart Connect rínú ìwọ ṣáà ti fowó ìpè $100 sórí fóònù rẹ kíá ló gba $8 fún ìpè àti data wọn ó tún fún ọ ní ìlọ́po méjì data ní gbogbo ìgbà tó o bá ra data láti gbádùn àǹfààní yìí tààrà ṣẹ̀ṣà báyìí kó o lọ ra síìmù Airtel lónìí kó o sì ṣàkọsílẹ̀ rẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀.
Ó ní ìlànà àti òfin tó rọ̀ mọ́. Airtel, the smartphone network.
She go dance, and if I move, she go move. Baby mama, if I dance, I like you like that. Mama, she go dance, I like you like that. And if I move, say she go move. Shingoro, pata, ungoro, papa, ungoro, mama, tangoro, boro, pata, ungoro, mata, tangoro, it's a mata, shingoro, for example. Say I do my hair like this, so body go like that. I do the hair like that, so the body go like this. What's it? She go dance, and if I move, she go move. Baby mama, if I dance, how much she go dance? I like you like that. And if I move, say she go move. Singoro, pata, singoro, papa, singoro, mama, singoro, pata, singoro, mata, singoro, it's a mata, singoro, I'm like your body, sexy, naughty, enter motor, make me go down, something naughty, bumpy, right, lucky, girl, kiss me, baby, let me show you how I do. Once you if I dance, she go dance, and if I move, she go move. Baby mama, if I dance, how much she go dance? I like you like that. And if I move, say she go move. Singoro, pata, singoro, papa, singoro, mama, singoro, pata, singoro, mata, singoro, mata, see you like it is singing songs, baby, you like it is singing songs.